And, so my experience is I live in my own apartment, and I took a little bit different approach with going out on my own and everything, and I basically got onto as many volunteer positions as I possibly could, and I the challenges that I faced when going out on my own were things I never even thought about. There's things that you don't even think are an issue, like switching over from being under 18 to over to 18 and above. There was a lot of things that you would think that were simple. You know, you think you just apply and everything went well and you're good. Well, every time that I would go in to apply and ask questions, every time it would be a different answer. So with that, it was very frustrating because I did everything on my own. My mom was a single mom working on her own, and I didn't have much help with the decisions that I had to make. So I moved out when I was 18, and I was still in high school, and so I had to figure out how I was going to get all of my things to my new apartment from my mom's place, and I had to figure out how I was going to pay my bills, how much things were going to cost, when I was going to pay my bills, and basically everything that that I never dealt with before, and it was very intimidating experience. So the first things that came into my mind was, where do I turn? Who do I ask for help? And is it even possible? Because I didn't know many people who moved out on their own with very little support and had a disability and dealing with everything. So the first things that I did was did research online and really advocated for myself, and looked at different websites and talked with my family support counselor at Community Bridges, and they were one of the biggest supports that I had, or biggest resources. And another thing was asking questions, because a lot of when you go and you say when I went in for reapplying for Medicaid and Medicare and the switching of all that stuff, you feel intimidated or afraid to ask questions because you're sitting across the table from somebody in a suit, and they're all professional asking you all these questions. And at the beginning of the meeting, I was like, I have all these questions, but I don't want to sound like I didn't know what I was doing, really, and which I didn't know what I was doing. So I just had to dig down inside me and ask questions. So really with what I've heard it for years now, no question is stupid. If you don't know the answer, ask. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if you don't even think that the person that you're across the table with knows that answer, even ask. They may know who can answer it. And that is one of the biggest things about it is there's a lot of people out there that will help. and find the right people for you. So don't be afraid to reach out to people and ask questions. And the worst thing you're going to get is someone say, "I don't know the answer," and that's very simple. And that's the worst answer you'll get. And also with paying bills, that was probably one of the top of my list of challenges, was remembering to pay the bills on time, because one of my parts of my disability is memory loss, short-term memory loss. So, come the 1st, luckily my landlord, they give me until the 5th, so I have until the 5th to pay my rent. But, remembering to, do it on time, because half the time I don't even know, if it's the 4th, 5th, or 10th. So, writing it down, having, in your calendar on your phone, or one thing that I do is have a whiteboard on my refrigerator and have all the dates and the time, what I have to pay at the beginning of the month, and check it off. Having that that visual, because I'm a visual learner, so actually seeing it and that checking it off so that I know that I paid it on time and everything. That was very good. And with me, when I first started out, it was, I didn't think that I needed help, really. So I had to tell myself it's okay. It's okay to need things to remind myself to do those things. And another thing is always printing off emails, or letters, keeping letters from Social Security. You'll get all these different letters about your, different things with your Medicaid. You'll get things that, may not make sense. I have a filing cabinet, and I keep everything, even if it doesn't have any. If it doesn't seem like at the time, you may think, "Oh, I'm never going to see this paper again that says, oh, reapply at this time," and you say, "Okay, yeah, I'll remember to reapply and everything, and I'll never need this." Well, you may need that because it says the date on it that you have to reapply, and then what if they shut your Social Security off a month before that they told you to reapply? Now you have that paper saying this is actually the time. So it's always keep everything and make everything filed, and be your own advocate, and be proactive instead of, they just shut me off, they shut everything off, and now I have to do this. Oh, I'm going to do it next week or whatever. Be on top of everything that you can, and do what works for you, not what not what works for everyone else around you. It's okay to be different and use different techniques, and there's a lot of there's a lot of things out there. My biggest resource is Google.com. If I don't know a lot of stuff, Google.com is what I use. So that's been one of my biggest. That's my experiences of living on my own, and I'll pass it off to Adam now.
Thank you.